The time is 10 a.m. and this is WKYT Midmorning. The Valley View Ferry will remain closed today as Lexington police continue searching for possible human remains.
An Eastern Kentucky high school student faces charges after police say he attacked his principal.
And a lot of Cubs fans making headlines for a decades-old prediction that is apparently coming true.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Good morning and welcome. It's great to have you here on this Wednesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. Barbara Bailey has the day off, and it is already starting to warm up. It was super chilly when we walked out the doors this morning.
It was, but it is a nice day. Barb can pick them, can't she?
She
the days off, right? Yeah, I think she had a look at Micah's forecast before she took these days off. Let's check in with him. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, she did pick a good day to get off work. And look, outside, I know it was chilly this morning, but like Andrea was talking about, I mean, this rising very rapidly. Live sky camera, there's your shot right there, and we're already in the 50s for many locations. So you're walking outside, know this. Yeah, it's still slightly cool at this moment, but by this afternoon, you're talking 73 degrees. You're talking another 20 degrees or more from now through the finish of the day. So 73 is really nice. The focus of the forecast is weak cold front overnight and into tomorrow morning. That's when it starts to move on in. It'll affect our Thursday in store. Then we look towards your weekend, and it's the total opposite weather. You're talking really nice looking and feeling. Big time bump of temperatures. I'll show you how high we go coming up.
And we'll see you then. We are following an ongoing investigation by Lexington police here at Midmorning.
Crews are on the search right now after Kentucky State Police found remains near the Valley View Ferry. Police say the remains were found while crews were removing cars spotted in the river several months ago. Investigators say the materials have now been sent to a lab for testing. Now, because of today's investigation, the Valley View Ferry will be closed for the remainder of the day. WKYT's Hillary Thornton will have an update on the investigation coming up at noon.
We've now learned the name of the woman involved in a standoff with Lexington police. Police tell us that Robin Holbert is facing several charges, including fleeing and evading police and wanton endangerment. Police say the standoff started after Holbert pulled a gun on them during a traffic stop out on Versailles Road. Police were forced to close the road as a precaution, and then after several hours, Holbert did surrender, and the standoff ended peacefully. Holbert is scheduled to appear in court a little later this morning.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says a man is facing charges this mid-morning after they say he shot his girlfriend several times. Michael Johnson is charged with attempted murder and wanton endangerment. Deputies say they were called to a home off Lawn Chadwell Road just south of London for a reported shooting early this morning. Once they arrived, the victim told police that Johnson had shot her following an argument. Deputies say a 5-year-old child was inside the home at the time. We're told the victim was flown to UK Hospital for treatment. Instead of being at school today, a Garrett County teacher and assistant football coach finds himself in trouble with the law yet again. Stanford police say Stephen Grubbs overdosed on heroin on his way back to school. First responders found him unconscious after he crashed his car into trees and bushes. Police say it's Grubbs' third DUI charge in less than 10 years. The acting superintendent for Garrett County Schools says Grubb is suspended with pay pending further investigation. Investigators say Grubb will appear in court next month.
New on WKYT Midmorning, a Kentucky high school student is accused of trying to attack his principal. Knott County Sheriff's deputies have arrested 19-year-old Brendan Neese. When they got to Cordia High School, they say they found Neese passed out in a chair. They searched him, and they say they found prescription pills. That's when deputies say he attacked the principal. They also say he gave drugs to another student who had to be treated at UK Hospital. A third person has been identified in connection to a home invasion and shooting in Lexington. Police have issued an arrest warrant for Joseph Fain. He is facing a robbery charge. Last week, police say people forced their way into a home on Red Mile Road as part of a drug-related robbery. That's when police say a 19-year-old suspect and a 22-year-old who police say was trying to protect a friend were both shot. Police say charges are pending against the suspect who was also shot. They say another suspect, Demetrion Boaz, has turned himself in.
An Anderson County man is New this mid-morning, a Louisville police detective is being accused of soliciting a prostitute. Detective Dustin Hinkey is charged with solicitation of prostitution and first-degree official misconduct. The department says the charges stem from a Public Integrity Unit investigation into allegations that Hinkey solicited prostitutes multiple times. Hinkey has been with the department since at least 2008. Police say he has since been placed on administrative leave. An Anderson County man is facing charges this morning following an undercover investigation by state police. Investigators say Robert Cataldi was sharing images of child sexual exploitation online. Cataldi is charged with distributing and possessing matter portraying a sex performance by a minor. Police say additional charges are expected. Police face several unanswered questions in a Southern Kentucky animal cruelty case. They say a dog was found shot by an arrow.
And we are told that dog was found dead on the side of Highway 1023 in Laurel County. The dog's owner didn't want to talk with us on camera, but did say the dog, who was named Scruffy, was loved by their children and was polite and gentle around everyone in the area there. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office said they did not have any information on that case, at least at this point. Hillary Clinton is celebrating her 69th birthday today by once again campaigning in Florida, as rival Donald Trump is heading to North Carolina.
Both candidates held dueling rallies in Florida yesterday, one of 32 states where early voting is already underway. CBS's Roxana Sabiri has the latest on the race for the White House.
On his third straight day in Florida, Donald Trump used looming Obamacare rate hikes to hammer rival Hillary Clinton.
I'm going to repeal it and replace it. She's going to expand it, and it's going to get more and more expensive.
In an interview with Reuters, the Republican nominee also took aim at Clinton's foreign policy plans in Syria.
With her, you'll end up in World War III. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Trump saved his most searing attack of the day for President Obama himself, seizing on an exchange from the batch of hacked emails released by WikiLeaks yesterday. In it, Clinton's former chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, allegedly suggests the president knew that Clinton was using her personal email while Secretary of State.
He's caught up now, folks. We have to investigate the investigation.
Other emails purportedly show top aides struggling to get past Clinton's email scandal, including campaign chair John Podesta, who questioned her instincts. Ahead of her 69th birthday, Clinton ignored the latest WikiLeaks dump, focusing instead on Trump's rhetoric.
Now, after spending his entire campaign attacking one group of Americans after another, now his final target is democracy itself.
And warning supporters not to be complacent.
We've got to turn people out.
Clinton will get a boost from Khizr Khan, a Gold Star father, as he campaigns for her in Virginia today. Roxana Saberi for CBS News.
Clinton picked up a big endorsement yesterday from Republican and former Secretary of State Colin Powell, and the war of words picked up between Trump and Vice President Biden. In Tallahassee, Trump responded to Biden's comments last week that he would like to take Trump behind the gym if they were in high school. Trump's answer, "I'd love that."
Kentucky's U.S. Senate candidates are going to college today. Senator Rand Paul will be in western Kentucky. He will be holding a rally at Murray State University. Paul has started a new TV ad that's called Rand's Record, where, among other things, he says he has a 96% voting attendance record. His challenger, Lexington Mayor Jim Gray, the Democratic nominee, will be talking with students at the University of Louisville today. Gray accuses Paul of turning his back on Kentucky as Paul launched a presidential campaign. The general election now less than 2 weeks away. Well, Game 2 of the World Series will be held tonight. In last night's opener, the Cleveland Indians beat the Chicago Cubs in a shutout. It was 6-0.
Of course, there's a lot of interest in this year's series. Cleveland hasn't won since 1948, and Chicago hasn't even been to the World Series since 1945. But what if we told you one man saw this coming 23 years ago?
There's strong evidence of that.
I know. Mike Lee is quoted in his 1993 senior yearbook as saying that the Cubs would win the World Series in 2016. Lee said he didn't know what to put for his caption, so he remembered a dream he had as a kid. He says the dream was so real to him that he can remember it to this day.
I was up on the that red scoreboard they have. It was, you know, with Harry Carey blasting away. Cubs win the World Series. It was pretty vivid. That's why I remembered it all the way through high school. And now I'm getting reminded again.
Isn't that amazing? Cubs fans hope to fly the W again tonight, not
Yeah,
again.
right.
Game 2 of the World Series is tonight at 7 o'clock, and that was moved up because of rain delays, I think.
Yeah, you moved it a little earlier, an hour earlier, I think.
Right.
Well, we'll see. You know, the Cubs are going to have to turn it around here.
It'd be pretty cool if he called that in high school.
Exactly.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning, everybody.
We'll be back in a moment.
Coming up, James Corden goes gaga in the latest episode of Carpool Karaoke. We'll take a closer look after Micah's forecast.
Is it my turn? Do I go now? Live sky camera outside. It's a beautiful shot. It looks like a really nice afternoon, and then the rain moves in tomorrow for some of us. I'll break down the timing on that coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's a good look outside. A lot of sunshine. We'll have that the rest of the day. A couple of clouds here and there, but other than that, I think we're doing all right the rest of the day. We are rising very rapidly. We're already in the 50s. Some of us finished off in the 30s. No widespread frost this morning. There were only patchy spots here and there. And it looks like as we travel off toward the afternoon, we're going to go from about a 30-degree swing from this morning to this afternoon. So add that up. Upper 30s, lower 40s. You're talking about seeing temperatures there in the 70s for everybody later on today. It's a good look. We have that warm front extending northbound. And when that happens, it allows a lot of that mild air just to slide on in here. So we'll actually feel great later on this afternoon. Now, as we go overnight and into tomorrow morning, we see a weak cold front. It's going to slide on through. It's not really going to bring us a lot of rain and definitely no widespread rain. So number one, it's no widespread. Number two, it's not very heavy rain. 1/10 of an inch or less. That's pretty much it. Most are going to be dry tomorrow, but we just can't rule out a passing shower here and there. The timing on this looks like 5 a.m. to about 8 a.m. in the west, and then it slides toward the 75 corridor anywhere from about 8 a.m. to about noontime, and then it slides south and southeast throughout the afternoon. And what's happening is once that pushes on through, it's going to drop those temperatures along with it too. So some of us will wake up in the morning 60, 65 degrees, especially down south. By the afternoon, you're talking about upper 50s, lower 60s. So it's one of those type of days. Going in toward Friday, I don't see any problems. Average temperatures, that's mid-60s, and the weekend looks phenomenal. Check this out. Remember, we got the Thriller and Halloween parade going on in downtown Lexington. That's going to kick off at 11:30. That's with some arts and crafts going on throughout the day. So there are things going on throughout the day. But once we get toward the afternoon, you're talking 75 degrees. Mostly sunny skies. Off toward the evening, that's when the parade actually begins. Parade begins at 8. Thriller actually starts at 8:30. So it's going to be a really, really neat evening and great weather there for that parade and the Thriller going on Saturday. If you have any events, plans, festivals, activities, all looks well there for the weekend. Heading off into Halloween, we're sitting at 73 degrees. And so this is some really nice weather on the way. I know a lot of us during October, I don't know about you guys, like, listen, I love 70s. If we can have 70s year round, I'm cool with that. But there are sometimes like Christmas, Halloween, you kind of want it to feel a little bit like it.
Christmas, you want snow. Halloween, you want the, windy,
chill.
windy,
a little bit chill outside. But, we're not going to have that. We'll have some wind, just not the chill. It actually feel really, really nice.
Yeah.
I like the 70s, too. You should have been around.
I'm all right with it.
Should have been around for that decade.
Should have been around, though. It's a good decade.
Those are good times. We'll enjoy this weather. Thank you. The Late Late Show host James Corden is at it again.
Goodness.
His latest passenger for Carpool Karaoke is none other than Lady Gaga.
The two sang, of course, and then Corden put on a fashion show. Take a look.
See, I thought you looked great in this outfit. I thought this was particularly strong.
He is just not right. Corden also modeled Gaga's meat dress, the infamous meat dress. The duo talked about her latest album, Joanne, as well. You can watch Carpool Karaoke on The Late Late Show right here on WKYT.
Now, they're using crime tape, so...
He's a mess. He'll do just about anything, won't he? No shame, that man.
That makes a good comedian.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
right.
Well, the team that brought you the Da Vinci Code is back with a new movie.
And Justin Timberlake almost gets in trouble while voting. Suzanne Marquez has your eye on entertainment.
Music superstar Justin Timberlake made election news, posting a selfie at a voting booth in his home state of Tennessee. A state law on the books this year prohibits taking photos or videos at polling stations. But the district attorney is not taking legal action against the singer. Tom Hanks walked the red carpet in Los Angeles for a special screening of his new movie, Inferno, the latest in the Da Vinci Code franchise. Hanks reprises his role as Professor Robert Langdon as he works to stop a madman from unleashing a virus that could wipe out half the world's population. This is the third time Hanks and Oscar-winning director Ron Howard have teamed up to bring a Dan Brown bestseller to the big screen.
This is a standalone story, so you don't have to have seen the others to enjoy it.
Dante's death mask.
Inferno opens Friday. Actress Jennifer Garner hosted the 4th annual Save the Children Illumination Gala in New York. Garner is a board member and advocate for early childhood education.
As long as the advocacy is as strong as it is for the kids in America who don't have a voice, I will happily be with Save the Children.
Among the honorees, supermodel Iman for her efforts to raise awareness about the food crisis in East Africa. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And we hope you'll keep it right here. Some unique works are on display at the Lexington Art League, and you have a chance to see them.
Details are after the break. Stay with us.
I want to remind you that tonight's Powerball jackpot is $164 million, and Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $35 million. We'll be right back on Mid-Morning. Welcome back in. It's Mid-Morning on WKYT. Really glad you're with us today. Wanted to share this with you. The Lexington Art League is hosting a special event this Friday, and they hope you'll be a part of it.
That's right. To tell us more, we're joined by Stephanie Harris, Lexington Art League Executive Director, along with curator Haviland Argo. Welcome, guys. So good to have you with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
It's a big event coming up Friday. Tell us what's going to be happening.
It is a big event. We're very excited to be opening our next exhibition, which is featuring the work of artist Louis Bickett. The exhibition is called All We Ever Wanted.
Now, what exactly does the exhibition consist of? What can people expect to see when they come in?
Well, we've got a group of installations spanning the history of Louis Bickett's artwork, and it's everything from a group of tree branches that Mr. Bickett has painted white that represent the AIDS crisis, to a selection of photographs mounted on wood panels.
Tell us a little bit more about him, the work that he is known for.
Well, Mr. Bickett's a Lexington artist that's shown all over the world, but he is known for pushing buttons, but also really tapping into the contemporary art world.
And who would enjoy this exhibit? Is this something for everybody? Like, who's your target audience?
I mean, I really feel like, you know, this exhibition specifically is very geared towards many different audience members because of the way that he prepares his work and the thought that he puts behind it. You know, anyone who's ever collected photos of family members in an album or keepsakes in something, you know, in a jar in their room, that is at the very essence of how he creates his work. So it's a very beautiful process to witness.
And a local artist at that.
It has to be meaningful when you have somebody with the direct local connection like that, right?
I mean, it's always very meaningful to us when we can support local artists, and we're so fortunate in Lexington to have so many very talented artists, and certainly Louis has been a longtime friend of the Art League for many, many years, so this is a very exciting time for us.
If people want to go, again, the time is on Friday?
It's Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Lexington Art League, which is located at 209 Castlewood Park.
All right, $5 gets you in, and it is free to members of the Art League.
That's
Thank
correct.
you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate you all.
We do.
Keep it here on Mid-Morning.
Going to be back in a moment. We're going to check in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next and see what is cooking up. And Micah will update us on weather here at Mid-Morning before we go. Keep it here on WKYT.
Hey, welcome back into WKYT Mid-Morning. The time now is 10:25 on your Wednesday. And right now we have a dish that requires little time to make and packs a lot of flavor.
That's a win-win, isn't it? Right. Today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, it is one pot penne.
One of the biggest challenges many of us face on a daily basis is what to make for dinner. Am I right? For those of you in that position, I have a change of pace pasta dish that you can throw together in no time, and it always gets rave reviews. We start by cooking some penne pasta like we normally do, draining it really well. We'll let that sit. Then, in the same pot, we mix together a couple cans of cream of celery soup, a bit of milk, and that can be whole, skim, or even lactose-free, a couple tomatoes that we've cut up, a few spices, and last but not least, a package of sliced pepperoni that we've cut in half. After that simmers for a bit, we add the pasta back in and give it a good toss. A few more minutes is all it needs to heat through, and dinner is done. Talk about easy and all in one pot. But beyond that, the true test is in the taste. You see, as the pepperoni simmers in the sauce, it adds a ton of flavor, so we end up with a dish that is dinner time perfect. The recipe for our one-pot penne is online now, so you can make it as soon as tonight. I'm Howard with Hungry Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a creamy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Hot.
They seem to approve.
They crack me up.
She really has the best job.
You just come in and eat a bite.
I could do that.
You could definitely.
I could do
knock
that.
out. I think all three of us could actually knock that
so.
out. Okay, let's look at the weather real quick and see what's going on. We're looking back toward the afternoon, and we're right there at 73 degrees. We'll have some wind involved too, 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it will feel really, really nice. Now, that's out ahead of our system. Once you start getting warmer and warmer, typically you get a system come flying on through here at least the next 24 to 48 hours later, and we'll have that tomorrow. A couple of showers here and there, guys. Nothing that's that's that impressive. You won't get a lot of rain out of this, nor will it be widespread. Temperatures do drop through the day on Thursday, so Thursday afternoon and evening would be much cooler, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday look pretty good.
All right, for Halloween.
Good for that candy. Get it.
Thank you so much for being with us for WKYT Mid-Morning. We'll have all the latest here at noon.